Hello, how are you guys doing? All right. Oh my goodness, can you all hear me? Was in there brushing my teeth. Let me just get things sorted out and turn the fan down on my machine. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. I've just been so busy this weekend doing a lot of creative stuff. I hope that you've been having a good weekend. All right, let me just get this mode to quiet. Oh, that's so much better. All right. And let me check on the other end of this. Okay, let's see. Is almost there, guys. They don't make it easy. You have two different programs that you're using to just run this live, sometimes more for some people. Okay, let me just get this up because sometimes what shows up on one is not showing up on the other. There we go. Okay. All right. So hello, hello. So great to see. Looks like we have one question left? Thank you. You love the background. I was just like on the hop. I was just actually today working on more stuff for backgrounds and graphics and stuff like that for the channel. So, you know, hello, Isabel. Blessings, beautiful souls. Mystic Road. Hello, and Jasmine C. Let me just go ahead and get all these questions on the StreamYard part tagged so that we uh, have that all. And I'll just start by trying to give myself a bit of coffee because I kind of need it more for my throat. It's just another foggy day at the coast near San Francisco, and it's been like winter here. It truly should all my stupid notifications. Anyway, let me just close some things up here and get us ready. Thank you for being so patient with me. I appreciate it. Okay, got that. Got about 1,000,001 decks over here. That was another thing I was doing. I was looking at some really cool decks for this site, and I'm actually working on my own deck. Yes, I wasn't going to say anything, but I am. And it's been really, it's very time consuming, but it's a lot of fun. All right. So, Isadora, my fabulous mod, says, Maya, the card spoke to you and said that DJT is not going to be around much longer. That's right. It's been coming out. If you really follow the videos that I've put out, what I have gotten is been consistent for a while, and now here more recently, kind of kicked up a notch. Um, before he even said it, where he's wondering about heaven and all of this. It's really rather sad. Um, and I'm sure that once he sees and understands exactly where he has to feel it, I think his soul is going to be like being healed because his father molded him into a monster and in his very formative years. I can give that to him as a child, as a man that should have had better sense. That's different. But at least I guess there's that. And yes, I'm getting a sense that it's almost like if for lack of a better word, like a trimester. Looks like a little glitchy here, huh? Is this slow? Is my let me just see on the other side here. You guys getting a sticky camera, so to speak? It kind of sticks. All right. Anyway, so on with what I was saying. It's been what I feel like is like a trimester. Um, and I feel like we're in that last trimester of him, his ending, if you will, is where he's winding down. Just the cards, just the energy, and then it's eerie when he's then saying, like I said, about getting into heaven and all of that. I'm just going to look and see what you guys are saying about this. Okay, we have 5 questions, so no more questions. It's official. No more questions because that will take us a while. But let's just see what y'all are saying. Oh, you know what? My neck's really bothering me due to the fog, and I need to take my pain reliever. There it is. And I got my new jumper. It's just perfect because I have stenosis in my neck, so I have to keep my neck and my shoulders kind of warm, but then I get too hot. So this is like perfect. I'm just pleased with my little goals that I've been making recently. Ah, and hello to all of you. If you're new to subscribing, thank you so much. And if you're old to subscribing, always thank you so much. And oh no. Ah, I thought my thing went. I've got some things downloading. I'm just grabbing all my various decks that I think I might need. So let's see. Isabel says, yeah, his cognitive issues are truly showing as well physically. Also, his first wife doesn't let him rest. Um, I agree. I agree. I do think that it was a huge mistake to put her on the golf course and probably put some things maybe, excuse me, in her, in her file that, not her file, in her box or whatever, because she was cremated, right? But um, just grabbing my lighter here. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so fussy today, but I need the right pair of glasses for the blue light as well. Which one do I? Cat snacks. It's just ridiculous over here. Ah, all right. My bigger ones for these ones need a clean, but yes, there we go. Yeah, and that was something back to this question or this comment. That was something I said too long ago that we would start to, it's really not surprising, but it's weird when it's happening in real time once you start to see it. But I said, and a lot of others did too, that it would really become apparent, the stress and everything like that. And, he's like, once again, he's doing it to himself. There we go. 8 men, 8 big men had a carrier. Yeah, and I don't think she was, come on now, I don't think she was a big gal or anything like that. So it makes you, there's something funny about that. We'll take a look at that too. And let me just make sure. Oh, antihistamines as well. Let's see. So I am going to go back through here. Sorry. I'm going to put this on mute for a moment and get these questions. All right. And something here from Emily, Crazy Gal, something about Doug's current energy from Doug. So I will take that one. That would be the first one. They are Narcissus. Um, got them. That's 2. Yeah, 3 more questions left. Sorry, just going in. What's coming in for love? That's Mystic Road. Jasmine C. Okay. Oh, hello, everyone. Just want to put this up from Amy. Hello, everyone. Guess what? You predicted that my daughter was having a girl and a boy. Yes, she is having a boy and a girl. Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations. Woohoo. Right on. And um, lifting her up for a happy, healthy, joyous pregnancy and easy birth, and fast healing, and for the babies and her, for their health. That's wonderful. You're going to be needed, Grandma. That's so cute. I'm so pleased. That's something beautiful. Okay, and we have, let's see, Isabel, blessed soul. Let's see, I miss seemed like I got one. Maybe it's sorry for asking, but I've been feeling off. It's like the divine is asking to me, but I can understand. I'm not sure. All right, let me just make sure. Check my 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, sorry. I'm multitasking as usual. This is more channel art that I'm putting into my files. It takes forever sometimes when you have a bunch that you're downloading. So these are just now finally completing. All right. I'll get to that later. Okay. Now I just wanted to make sure. I think I've got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Oh, yeah. And Isabel, general for you. Got it. But I know I set you in there twice. Let me just go over the list really carefully because when I try and rush, this is where someone gets left out or I make a mistake. So I appreciate you being patient. All right, so we have Emily. We have They Are Narcissus, Mystic Road, Jasmine C. We have Isabel. So is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Yes. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. Miss T says, I don't look at the orange one unless by accident. And an accident happened last night. Oh no. And it's shocking. That's interesting to hear. How much weight he's lost. Any truth that he isn't playing golf now? Well, no, I think that I heard that he has been playing golf here not too long ago. In fact, that's what was so annoying to some people rather than um got to get this up off my shoulders for my stenosis. I feel like an old granny today. But I think he is the what was shocking to me was to see the real undoctored photos of the swelling in his ankles while he was sitting. That was worrisome. But not to crush anyone's feelings here, but the fact is, you can live with congestive heart failure for quite a while. However, I don't see him being as one of those people. It's just there's other things that I think are also off in addition. I don't think there's just one thing with him, and that's where it gets more and more, as we know, dangerous for our health. And usually there's more than one thing. You mean he cheats at golf? Yes. Yes, exactly. He does. So I think Miss T that he has been getting his golf in. I don't think he's quite there yet where he's not going and doing that. But what I do get is that it seems like when he does go, the cards I have been getting indicated being a very a big shock to everybody. It will take us off guard. I mean, like even if we suspect that he's going, it's still going to take us off guard. We will not be anticipating. He cheats at everything he does. And as I've said before, that's because he constructs nothing. He just destroys. He has the hand of destruction. He can only, unfortunately, cheat and destroy. That's a shame. So, but that's who his dad wanted. And, I think Trump was eager to please. Very, very sad indeed. And so we'll look at him too after I do uh, the questions here for people, and I'll do a group uh, reading for the week. Give him a few cards. Let me just get some more of my warm coffee here. I have a warmer that I set it on so it doesn't get stewy and it stays warm. He truly does create his own reality. And unfortunately, he's affecting our our realities, you know? And that is very traumatizing. I think we don't fully grasp how traumatized we've been uh, since him coming in office, or I'm sorry, stealing office. Ariana says, "Congratulations, Amy." His niece really does tell it all. I am subscribed to her, and I really do enjoy um, her website or her podcast. Very insightful, and it's so sad because you see that somebody is as cool as her, and he could have been that. He could have been that, but he didn't go that way, didn't choose to go that way. I think that it's such a toxic poison that takes over. His life review. You know what? That's what we'll look at. That's what we'll look at. Um, I'll do that kind of quickly and see what we get. Kind of curious about his life review. Let's see if there's any other decks here I want to bring in. Yeah, actually, Trisha's signature oracle. And there's another one I've got. Let's see. The connection and the Neptune moon one. Okay, let me just extract these folders. I can't believe I'm doing this in the midst of this. Really multitasking. Okay. Let me just. And it's like they all decided to do this at once. The Neptune moon signature oracle and her connection one. Let's see. I gotta open this one. Hey, Kiki La. Oh, imagine what? Oh, his reincarnation will be long. It'd be a lot. I would think that he would have to become somebody that was a really next to a saint. And maybe he will. I hope so. It's sad. It really is. But that's, what is free will. has set up. But I'm curious. I'm like, is he really did he say before he incarnated, look, I'll be the jerk and I will bring you guys to be so disgusted that you'll make significant changes. Did that go on? That's something I got to look at, and I've never been able to quite, you know, get that to my satisfaction answered. Any ideas? Do you guys think that he may have any of you done readings in that regard? Did he come in saying, you know what, I will be the horrible jerk? Or do you think that um, it was like, since he's going this way and likely to do that, we're going to need all these people to come in and incarnate to offset the influence of like the tyranny, the the tyrants that we have in leadership around the world? That's the question I kind of have. It's like, are they really that awful? Or is this a part that they're willing to play, but they're not? I tend to think that they are examples, actually. Just my intuitive feeling just came to me, and I don't know. That's why I'm going to throw cards on it. But it was like, they have actually got to clear this energy themselves. I think, over lifetimes have built it up. I think Trump has. What do you guys think? Oh, here we go. He can receive the Nobel Peace Prize posthumously. If only I could talk today. I believe he did choose generational karma trauma. You guys know what I mean. I think this too, because we can look back and we can see the pattern in his family, which to me is also very interesting, just almost like from scientifically, if we just were to look at it. I find it fascinating, and I find it fascinating for everyone's families. What it's like, how does this work? I am so curious. They are, that would be generous. Oh, I'm sorry, sign in 171. We are all full up through the questions. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to be looking at uh Felon 47's afterlife and how his review will be for him, just out of curiosity. All immigrants as well. Yeah. But also, 171 sign in. I do a general reading for us all at the end of the live for the week. So you might want to stick around for that. The questions go pretty quickly. So you have to either get here before the live starts or right close to the time of. But I appreciate you asking, and I appreciate your being here, if you're still here. Thank you. I hope that you'll feel welcome here. We're a kind bunch and we're a bit silly. We like to have a good laugh. But what you see is what you get. So let's just take a look. Good, my neck is loosening up. It's awful. I'm going to just put a little balm on so I can last a little longer today. This is the CBD. It doesn't make you high or anything like that, but it does just make you feel like, oh, got the edge off. And has a kind of a rosemary scent. It's not, doesn't smell like skunk, anything like that. Oh, all right. That is my worst spot. And if you all are hurting, I wish that I could share this with you, especially if you're in an area where that's hard to get. All right. Aha. Oh, it already feels better. Satan can give him a door prize. I agree with Isabel. Imagine that conversation, how that conversation must have gone between spirit and higher self. Rough. That's what I'm talking about. That's what interests me, you know? So let's see. I'm going to try and see what cards we get with this one. I'm just going to, it needs a bit of shuffling because I just opened it. All right. I also found out from my doctor that I'm a bit anemic, so I have been upping my vitamin B. That explains a lot of my brain fog and energy, but it also makes me, my healing needs that boost. So I'm on my blood builder stuff. By the way, if you have that kind of problem, especially like I do because of it's a genetic thing with the B12 and all of that pernicious anemia, this is really good to get. Blood builder, it doesn't mess up your stomach. It's mega food since 1973, 30 tablets. It's fairly reasonable and it does not mess up my stomach like other iron supplements. So just thought I'd share. I'll put that in the link so that other people that are interested can come back and look at that and go, oh, yeah, I'm anemic too. There was something she suggested. I like that they're doing that now with YouTube. There are some cool things that they've added. So now, like when I hold up a deck and I say it's this, sometimes like you'll see that there's a little, what does it say? Um, product little thing that you can click in the lower left. And it'll be typically like the deck of cards so that you could purchase it. That's what were looking for. Have I tried NAD supplement? No, I haven't. I will look into that. He would try to take over hell. He totally would. And he'd probably like give the devil a run. But let's see what his life review is going to look like. I'll focus now on that. Trump's life review. I'd like to know what that's going to look like and what do we need to know about that? How will that go for him? What else do we need to know about him? Just give us the tea and help me to put it together. A lifesaver for you, Isabel? I definitely will look into it. Let's see. I'm picturing him at his life review. I tend to think now, I know that doctor said like he thought he had like 6 to 8 months. I think he's got probably a bit more. However, I do think within that time, we'll probably see even further decline. It makes sense, right? Everyone go into a party and make that day a holiday. You know what? Just like Linda has said, Linda Grindle, I too get like people celebrating. I get like the Three of Cups, doing a happy dance. Ding dong, the witch is dead. And even though I say stuff like that, I just want to make it clear though, I don't enjoy the fact that this is what he's chosen. Not for himself or anyone else. This is, the crap. This is the poop. It's the poopiest choice he could have, decided to do for himself and for us all. But here we are. So let me see. I'll try to align with my higher self here. Can you open my vision up to see what the message is in the cards regarding Trump's life review and what that will be like so that we can understand too? Because we always are grateful for an education because we'll see ours as well. All right. Let me just get my pillows just so, because I'm a princess. You plan to celebrate by eating popcorn that day. Mmm. I plan on like putting on some music and wiggling either here on the bed or in my wheelchair and probably having some choice grade A cannabis to help me relax and have a little bit of a giggle fest. And then I'll have some really good food and watch some cool stuff. Maybe make a video. It's so sad that sometimes you have to laugh to keep your sanity, but it's true because, like, look, I'm going to tell you, like, like you all probably know anyway, anytime you've had something really bad happen in your life, you take your power back by being able to find a way to poke fun or laugh at it. I even had a dream where I was taking back my power from things by doing things like that. And it was such a great dream to have because it helped me to understand that, yes, keep doing things like that so that you don't get all messed up inside. And anyways, uh, being paraplegic, oh my gosh, I have dark, dark humor. So, like, never think that, you could offend me because I've got alligator skin now. And I'm pretty darn dark. Um, it's true. But you know what? It's how we take our power back. And laughter is healing. We release all kinds of endorphins and we feel better. And it actually takes, let's remind ourselves, more muscles to frown. Hi, Sharon. I'm glad you're here. All right. You guys have waited long enough. Let's take a look and see. I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. Ah, year-round allergies. I did just take my tablet, so that should help. Let's see what cards we get with the connections deck about his afterlife review. And if this deck doesn't make a lot of sense, I'll grab another. Okay. Irene cares. So he's going to be shown the card of Unite, which has bees on it, like working together as a team and resolve differences. You need each other, and being shown violent attack, uh, violent situation, aggressive attack. So, right then and there, strong message. Rather than uniting people, you did the opposite. You tore it down. You didn't work as a team. And again, there's just destruction, not construction that is shown. So imagine that's going to take some time to show the efforts that others put into creating something and all the teams that came together to create things and how he just destroyed it. So that is coming up. I really feel like you get a lot out of the pictures. See, here we are. I'm sorry. Here's most of the world. Seriously, most people are good people. I'm going to tell you that as a truth that I have found traveling the world as a disabled human being. And after nearly 40 years of experiencing how people treat me, believe you me, I've had people say you're only half a person. I've had people say some really bad stuff, just for shits and giggles, I guess. But I've had more people that have said the loveliest things that I was just completely touched and moved by. So much so that when people say something harsh like half a person, you know, I can laugh and it doesn't affect me. It's like, yeah, you're weird, man. You got to be sick to say crap like that. I'm able to leave it with someone else. And that's the truth. There are more good people. Bad folk like Trump would have you believe in, oh, this world's just a toilet bowl. No, it's not. It was for him because he didn't fit in. And then he's lived with all this anger and toxic that takes so much energy. Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, the shark. This is again the Trish James Connections deck. And I will make sure that I put it in the description box after the live. And there probably, hopefully, will be a link up. If not, I will put it in the description box so you can click on it and purchase them. Be aware, Trish James items do come from Australia. It's a little more spendy, but it's worth it. And she makes wonderful cards. And I'm making some of my own too. I can't wait. So then he's being shown swift outcome and passed suddenly. Okay. So that could be something that's connected with someone's passing and someone that was compassionate and caring. He's going to be shown someone I think that he's probably responsible for uh, that was doing something for the world, part of the team player, rather than just somebody that shreds things because they're angry and they have all of this shadow that is controlling them. You know, that's really important. What controls you? Who's master? Your light or your shadow? You know, which dog, as they say, do you feed? So he's going to be showing the contrasts and the fact that, you know, these people may have passed, but they did more for humanity than you've ever done. You know, you may have looked down your nose at them, but they had what you didn't. And adapting, difficult time, there's like adjustment period, it says, and it's connected to a companion here for you, a friend or a pet. Looks like it'd be looking at the friends that people that have tried to be friends with him and tried to get close to him or adapt to him. And a difficult time. Also, okay, so the difficult time he's had with making friends is shown. Real friends, his own struggle. I think it is ripping the mask away from his faux confidence and showing his vulnerability to him. That look, you had a difficulty making friends. Um, so your response was to be violent and lash out, and you hurt good people as a result. And Isadora Smith is saying, I grew up with a person who is also disabled. Yep. Some people are just complete a-holes. Yes, they are. The only people who are his friends, yeah. And that's not really a friend because it's all transactional. And that's another thing that I got in several readings, but one more recently offline was all his relationships are transactional. The only reason these people, join him is because they feel like there's some money for them or some boost in power. So he's going to be shown how difficult. Uh, I think also the aspect in his making friends and people trying to be a real friend, only I think to find out that he does not have and cannot be that kind of friend back. But again, him taking advantage of good people is what it's in a nutshell. Okay, now this is interesting. We're getting the butterfly, and it's a transformed, different form here in spirit. I think it's going to be people that have passed on that he may have caused or contributed to their passing in spirit form with him at that time. Yeah, and there's going to be he's going to have some anxiety about this. Um, need to help relax. I think it's going to really freak him out a bit because he's never, it's going to be, think about such a shock. He's been babied on this earth, given everything basically that he pretty much wanted. And he's been able to lie and cheat to do it. I really believe the devil's enabled him. Hey, Rosemary, I'm sorry we're not taking any more questions right now, but if you want to try again next Sunday, that's great. And sorry about that. A narcissist doesn't have feelings. It's true. He can't access them, but I think once he is on that other side, he's going to be connected, definitely connected. So he will feel it. And you can't imagine the shock that will be. I can't imagine. And so glad that you're here, Rosemary. I hope you'll stick around because I will give a general reading for us all for the week. Um, so stick around if you can. I like the smoking monkey card. I do too. And it says, anxiety, need help to relax. And it can also say caused from smoking. It's kind of like a multi-purpose. Trish did this one. She is also always kind of tweaking and perfecting her cards, which I admire. Um, to me, this wouldn't be a cigarette, but it would be something else. Like this monkey looks like he's having something a little bit more relaxing than an invigorating nicotine. Um, but the point is made that it's going to show him those that have transformed in spirit that were not kind, that he, I think, caused or had instances with, and we see anxiety. But they're going to be coming from a place of love and forgiveness. Okay, and then we look at the inheritance left for you. I want you to have it. And isn't that cute card? I just love that she uses animals as well instead of just people all the time. No worries, Rosemary. I'm just so happy that you're here. Truly, I am. Thank you so much. And we get connection beyond the physical again. Okay. And it says, I am here. Inheritance that I left for you. I think the dad, that's giving me the dad vibe. So his father's energy, I think, is there. Let's see what else we get. And then we're getting the eagle, freedom. Oh, thank you, Brigida. Thank you for the $10. Thank you. I just received notice from my phone. I've got it all. I was doing some crazy amount of like fixing things up this weekend, but very busy. So he's getting freedom, release of pressure. I feel free. Imagine that kind of that whole imprint that his father heavily laid upon him and that he did accept. Having that taken away is going to probably feel very liberating to him. But then he's got this unpredictable, different approach. So, oops, don't want to press a button. Interesting. I think he's going to be shown how, if he had chosen differently, he could have been free from that imprint and led a very different life. That's just something that came to me. You're Brigida. Oh, Isabel, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. Let me see here how we're doing. Ah, just want to look on the other end of this. so that we don't have any issues with the what you call uh you know, the live stream. It's been a little chunky, a little bit sticky. Okay, I'm gonna see what else. He gets spirit message, the other side. There's greeting. So he will be greeted and have people coming in. I feel like his dad and family. I would imagine there's a lot they're gonna have to work out. Um, Masculine presence, yes. I feel like it's his father. That's interesting. That confirms that. And we do get the owl and caution playing with fire related. And that's with self-critical, hard on yourself, digestive issues. I think he does have digestive issues, certainly from using certain things, you know, and abusing certain medications. Anything like even the Adderall can give people where they lose bowel control. And as we age, we all kind of do a little bit anyway, right? But not like if we were abusing that drug for years and years. And I'm getting that digestive issue just popped right in for me with that, and self-critical. His father taught him that. And all the anger, because this deals with fire and caution. Using also anger as a way to create a barrier so that people don't um, try to, stop you from getting your way. Ah, and Wounded Healer's spiritual journey says yes, and having all that anger build up inside. Ugh. I mean, like at the very least, how does he not have ulcers or something, right? Um, and being mean, it takes so much, and that toxic. It can cause digestive issues on top of the other abusive habits, like exacerbating it, right? So I don't think that Trump is aging like a regular quote unquote person or your average bear, if you will. I think that because of his particular habits, um, he's in a certain bracket of folks that don't take care of themselves, and that we're all going to pass, but you want your ending to be more pleasant as possible. People are holding their breath around him, literally, you know. I just saw another comment about that. And again, that's sad, man. Why doesn't somebody say, like, one of his family say, Dad, you need to be fresh, let's get you tidied up. Who does that? Who just, oh, I would not allow any family member to go out smelling like if they had, some certain needs like that. I don't think any of us would. Is it just because he doesn't change his diaper? I think that he might wear it longer than he should. Because they've always made comments that oh God, when he was in court, he was actually really upsetting the court. And this sounds so sophomoric and petty of me to say, but it was actual fact that he was so flatulent that he was stinking out the courtroom, and it was making people feel ill and really angry. It's not just like, oh, it was like, okay, now you've gone too far. That's just disgusting. Ah, interesting. We get communication and throat issues. So then he's going to be shown his words, how he communicated. And what we say matters. Words do have power. Um, and they should match our thoughts. We shouldn't be dishonest, you know? unless we're trying to save our lives and we have to lie or something. But you know what I mean? No one appreciates being around a liar. You much rather, excuse me, have someone that will tell me the truth, even if it hurts my feelings. Hopefully, they would be kind enough to not be rude, but you know what I'm saying. Is it Naruto's job to change his diaper? I don't know. But I would hate to be that person because a grown person, a large male, would be a particularly smelly creature. So we have the throat, the communication card that he's being shown, and we're getting the vision, um, like spirit also being with him. Maybe while he's speaking, because it's like, do you see me? It's indicating a presence that is with him. It makes me think, was someone trying to guide him with how he communicates from the other side? I can't imagine why. I just figured because he's his man's man. Yeah, that's a good question. I might do that off camera and see what I get after the live and post it as a post in the comments section, uh, in the community section, as a kind of reading post, like a quick one. Then he's getting the cards of these people like goodbye and moving on. And it's connected to impulsive behavior and recklessness, head or face area. I think people that left his life because he was just of his impulsive behavior and of the way he communicates becomes impossible because the way he talks is just word salad. This impulsivity, I really do believe he has something up with the frontal, is it the frontal lobe, the impulsivity area? When he was filming Isadora Smith, saying as he was filming Apprentice, some would, yes, I definitely heard about that too from Noel. Oh, gosh darn. I'm blanking on his last name, but he's the comedian. And it was true. And I believe him. He was not lying. He passed my test. Is it Noel? I can't remember his last name. But anyway, you can Google it. I'm sure you'd find it. But yes, he would. He would have apparently, it was men that tidied him up. But is it Castler? I'm getting Castler. No, I think it's Noel Castler. Uh, I'm so tempted to message him if I could somehow and say, "Can you tell me who it was that was cleaning him up?" I just want to know. Um, so yes, I think there's probably going to be a long list of people that came and went from his life due to his impulsive behavior. All right. So what else we're getting? Drained, lacking vitality, because he drains people. And this also says blood issues. I do believe he has blood issues. Um, I think his blood is not healthy. This guy gives Bigfoot a bad rap. He sure does. I've worked in a personal care home many years ago and had to change adult diapers. I couldn't imagine cleaning him though, right? Right? That would be. And then we have Bigfoot has more dignity than him. So we're getting the lack of vitality, draining, his impulsivity being draining, and liver issues. It also says curiosity, but I got more of the sense from this as liver issues, and it says seeker of information. Um, I don't think Trump is very curious. If he's curious, it's to it's about things that are would bring someone down, that would be negative, that could be used against somebody to make them look bad, lies. It's not even necessarily honest information. So I don't feel like that's connecting, but I do feel, oh my gosh, you guys as well. Okay. We're getting liver issues. And I think that the medications and other things that he's abused, I think he's probably got a very fatty liver. It wouldn't surprise me, or a problematic one to some degree from medications, and especially if you overuse. And we're getting the Sagittarius timetable again up the top of the card. Now, um, you might or may not remember, but I did a very brief video on Trump's window of expiration. And one of the things I got was the numbers 1 and 2, and I got the time frame of Sagittarius. So that would be from November to part of December, would be a time frame that he could either have a serious loss of health or loss of actual life. Um, so in the season of uh, Sagittarius is 1, 2, it's 12, okay? And then the 21st is the winter solstice. That again is the numbers 1 and 2, but it's 2 and 1. Isn't this weird? Okay, I got this earlier. So those numbers, please keep them in mind. It was weird that they came up in that short reading, and when it does do that, it usually will manifest. So we should watch that. It may not be this year, maybe it would be next winter solstice, but he could have really significant health issues start this winter solstice. I think we do need to watch that. So that has triggered me to bring that information back up. All right. Karma from hurting his brother, Fred. Yeah, he's hurt so many people. He's going to have to feel all of that. That could take a while. I feel like it's going to speak to his health. We're getting perseverance. I think he is persevering. But I'm getting joints and skeletal. Now, someone said the other day he's been having trouble with his right leg, and I don't know. They showed him kind of shaking it out. That could be, I got to think being at his age and being standing that long to talk and do what he does, it probably does bother his joints. Scattered mind and lungs breathing, calm. I think he'll be shown that. And his stubbornness. I feel like I'm getting more than one kind of information here. All right. And there's something here again about the throat, neck and throat. And we're getting Taurus. Well, that's Melania. Commotion, big issues, like there's drama. Well, she had drama here recently with the money thing. So he'll be shown, I think, their drama in playback. And I feel like yelling. I feel like a lot of yelling. I'm just doing a quick look at Trump's afterlife. Apparently, he has leg braces now. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay. And I get dilemma, in a bind, dangerous situation. I'll get to the questions now after this. An unclear mind, confused mental struggle. He's going to be seeing how of a mess he was and how dangerous. I think we've had guardians spirits keeping us from more trouble than he's aware of, and more trouble than we're certainly aware of. So he will be looking at that. Multiple issues. And blink of an eye, life is fleeting. It went so fast. That's the other thing. I get when he dies, it's not, I don't think it's going to be drawn out. I think it's quick. Okay. All right. Now let's get to your questions. All right. You heard he was using a catheter? No, they figured they've debunked that. Um, it wouldn't surprise me, but they debunked the picture, apparently. I don't know. I have really no skin in that game, but um, I just caught that on a thing. I think it was on Keith Edwards' show that they said, no, I don't think so. Oh, I thought we were a general message. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're off in the other world now. Oh, what a scare. No, 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 no. It's Trump's, not yours. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go. Let's get on to let's get on to everyone's questions here. All right. I have Emily. Okay. Let me get a sip of my coffee again. I'm wiggling enough that my pillows are slipping over there. And grab it. Wait a minute. Sometimes I just need to stop trying to multitask. That's when I'm going to have an issue. There we go. Okay. And thank you again so much for joining me, whether you're watching this on replay or at the present. And if you'd give me a big thumbs up, boy, I would appreciate it. YouTube has been cutting my subscribers and then playing all sorts of weird games. So you might want to, well, you wouldn't be able to join this live if you weren't subscribed. But if you find that you are unsubscribed, please comment to me in some comment area and let me know so I can tell YouTube, because they'll ask me for the subscriber's name and all that, like they think, yes, I'm lying. All right. Doug's energy. Okay, Emily, crazy gal. Beal, are you in the house, girl? In the house? Oh, thank you, T.L. White. Thank you, thank you. Thinking my narcissist was going to be wearing a diaper. Oh no. I've been enjoying the chit chat. Me too. And sometimes I don't get to do that as much. And I really afterward feel like, well, I read for everyone, but I really didn't feel like I spent as much time chit chatting back and forth. And, you know, part of it is I see people numbers go down and leave the live, and I think, oh, maybe I'm talking too much. And I'm just kind of not going to worry about it. How it goes, right? This is how, the live. So let's look. Is Emily here? I hope she's here, because if people leave a question, I want them to be here. It's not fair to everyone else. All right, well, I'll do a very short reading. Oh, you're at work. You'll be right back. No problem. All right. The great thing is that you can just play the replay if you have to step away. That I understand, but I really don't want people just to put a question in and then like not be here for the live. You know, I got mixed feelings about that, because I just want everyone, for the people that are here, to be able to, get their questions read too. All right. Emily, I love her name. Thank you, 171 signing. I wanted to be a disc jockey back in the day and maybe do narration or something because it's actually my voice is something that I know I could, as you said, I feel more confident with. And I'm feel good that it makes you feel good. I do. That really touches my heart. As we've got enough, there's so much stress in this world that if I can help you just to, with my voice, just to relax, um, that is, you know, uh, uh, it's really a blessing and an honor to be able to do that. This has been an awesome chat. Thank you. I love your calming energy. Thank you, 171. Thank you. And you guys, I like your energy because what you see with me is a reflection of you. And I think we're reflecting each other. If somebody's, if you don't have nice people in the chat, chill people in the chat, it's not going to be very nice. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look at Doug's current energy. All right. For Emily, what is Doug's current energy for Emily that she needs to be aware of? Doug's current energy, the energy from Doug. What's going on with him? Bless him. And Emily, too. And I want to lift up all my subscribers and their families and the whole world and entrust them to the most Holy Spirit, the Comforter. All right. Doug's energy. All right, let's see what we get. Ooh, I get the Tower. This would indicate, and it's paired with rest and recuperation. Was there an accident recently or something unanticipated that was a bit of a shock? Because I see him pulling back to recuperate or needing to heal. And it's sometimes we have to do that. We kind of have to curl up in our shell and just not, let's say, be super social because we just need to, you know, do the hibernation healing number. And that's what the energy here is. It looks like there has been something for Doug that has been a shock that may have brought into ruin something that had been something he counted on or didn't expect to have to lose. It's a shock. It always comes as a shock. It can be a relationship. It can be your water heater, you know? But we see him, and I think that it does have some sort of physical, emotional impact because I feel like with the Four of Swords, there is a healing component to it, emotionally and physically and mentally with the swords. There's a defensive energy. He's guarding his boundaries and trying to protect himself, make sure he's not vulnerable. And that is paired with the past, possibly children, childhood, a sibling. Um, so it could be something, a defensiveness that he's had since childhood, or about a sibling or for a sibling. Um, I don't know if he was being protective of a sibling and something happened here because it has that kind of vibe of protective energy and maybe something went down. Um, I get a King of Pentacles paired with the Star, but this person has hope. There is a spiritual energy that is close to them. Um, there's also a male that's in the spotlight here, quite possibly. maybe this is someone that could be responsible for the tower moment. Um, but I feel like this could also be Doug having a hopeful um, recovery with regard to whatever this sudden disruptive change was. It looks like when we get this tower, it is something that needed to be dissolved, if you will, in our lives. And we don't realize it at the time, but it's really often so that we can rebuild on something that is based on more updated and truth solid foundation, not just ego. Many times the ego is the tower, but not always. It could be your car, your house, an accident, your physical body. Um, I see him again. There's great hope around him with that star. I feel like it's, I feel like he's got healers and spirit around him really powerfully, like ancestors, especially with the stars. So if he's feeling concerned that he won't recover completely or something like that, he should be told, you have hope, take it one day at a time. Things will get better. Right now, you're just in the dark, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. The, the star is the light at the end of the tunnel card. And this is about the magician. This is about manifesting and communication, uh, taking action. And I think it shows detail and a great deal of hard work and honesty that is put into communication or an effort to communicate, to manifest a change or a goal. He's going to put in the hard work. If he has to recover from something, I see him doing probably a lot of rehabilitative work of some kind or another. It's the energy I get. It reminds me of when I was in rehab, not for substance or anything, but after my uh, accident. And here I have this paralyzed body that I had to deal with. So, paralyzed from the waist down. So, you have to learn so much like that. And so, it's kind of giving me a bit of that kind of a vibe of like, he's going to have to relearn to do certain things, it looks like, or he will be doing certain things um, well with repetition, you know, working very hard. Okay. And then we get a new path with the Fool opening up, something new. And we get abundance with the Empress, and she's also the Mother card. So that's also very nurturing. I think he has good things ahead of him. There could be some, at the very least, nurturing motherly influence around him that helps him to get off to a new start um, in life that's positive. There are some secrets, there are some hidden things here with the High Priestess, and that the future will expand upon, and that will come out maybe in the future with regard to Doug's situation. So there's hope. All right, Emily, and please keep me in the loop and let us know how Doug is doing, and we wish him and the best. Okay. This is funny. There's a website that keeps track of every time he plays golf. I've got to see this. And apparently he hasn't played in a few days, which is longer than usual. That's unusual, isn't it? Baraka. Weird. I'm going to check that out. I will throw some quick cards on that too. All right, so let's take a look now at they are Narcissus is the daughter of DJT, really the son be real mother is the daughter of Trump. Really? Oh, are you saying the son? Okay, I'm not sure. Are you saying is one of his daughters really the son be real mother? Is the daughter of Donald Trump? I'm not getting that, Narcissus. Can you rephrase that for me? Because I'm not sure I follow this. Ivanka Barron's mother. Oh, is she okay? I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel he has that um Slovakian bloodline. But I'll pull cards and see. We can do a yes no. Let's see what we get. Okay, so is Ivanka. Let me just you've been seeing it. I think that's the danger is that they're going to put all kinds of crazy stuff out there. So you need to be careful about, we all need to be super careful about what we take in. I think be a bit skeptical until you can confirm it. I don't think so. Honestly, I really do believe that Melania is Barron's mom. I really do. Let's just take a look, though. Why not? Is Ivanka really Barron's mother? I think those Trump genes are strong because all his kids have um, look very similar to the Trump family. You know, the mouth and the kind of the nose. Like you can see it with Mary Trump too. And Barron, I can see Melania in him a bit. All right. It's like I can feel her energy in him. I know that sounds weird. But let's just ask open-minded, is Ivanka the birth mother of Barron? Yes or no? Well, I get the Knight of Swords and Temperance. This is an impulsive thing. And I think this is imbalanced. We are getting temperance here. And when we get temperance popping up, it's because something is way, way out there. And it needs balance. It's not for me, no. This is would be no. This is out of balance. Somebody's extreme idea. Okay. Barron has Melania's height. Yeah. I think that he got the height card. I don't know what did I'm looking for my lipstick, y'all. Um what did how tall are Junior and uh Tweedledee and Tweedledum and Eric? Barron has Melania's height. Is Melania really tall? Because Barron's quite tall. He's over 6 foot. I don't think Melania is that tall. Maybe in her heels. I agree. Was just asking. No problem. I think we got it very clear that that's an extreme. So the answer for me through those cards would be no. Okay. All right. Next question is Hello, what is coming in for love for Mystic Road? And then we have two more, and then I'll do the reading on the his golfing stuff, just for curiosity, and our group read. Okay? All right. I think Justin Trudeau is Barron's father. That's it. Joe Schmo's got it. That's I think Melania would prefer that that he was. You know, those eyes that she was like love struck. I love it. Thank you, Joe Schmo. You made me laugh. That's hysterical. Okay, what's coming in for love? All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. I want to use mm, 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 a more of a love-based deck. Doesn't have to be. Mm, let's see. Is this one kitty snacks? Anybody want a kitty snack while I'm here? It's crunchy. You know what? Let's try the signature oracle and see if it works out. Okay. Oop, sorry, guys. Bang, bang, clang, clang. I got this deck not too long ago because my other one got lost, and it is a beautiful deck. Silver edges. Typical, beautiful Trish James deck. All right. So, what is coming love wise for Mystic Road? What is on the horizon uh, relationship wise? They would like a love relationship, a healthy love relationship. Please, can you assist them to meet that person that would suit them and they them? And once again, I want to uplift all my subscribers and their needs to the Most High. Okay, what is coming love wise for Mystic? I like saying Mystic Road. What does Mystic Road need to be aware of regarding a love relationship? What kind is on the horizon? All right, let's see what we get. Okay, we're getting there's endings, and a chapter is closing. Closing chapter in your life. All right. And what does that say? I can't read it. Okay, so you've got some endings going on, endings of a cycle in your life happening, and we're getting cleansed, mind, body, and home. It's like you're preparing for, I think, to meet perhaps someone. And it's release. And this is like when you do this kind of a cleanse of your mind, body, and home, anything that's holding you back, as far as there's only so much you can do, but working on yourself where there's any kind of fear or limiting thoughts are concerned, thoughts of not being enough, all of that, just work on releasing that. And your home, I don't know, maybe do some feng shui to help open that up. I'm sure there's stuff in feng shui. I'm gonna look that up myself so I can share it with you guys if I find something. But there's got to be a way that you could set up your environment and your room like romantically in feng shui. I think drawing romance to you, drawing a healthy partner to you, um, And I think by intention, keeping that written like in a journal. This is what I did before I met my husband, because I went through years of being single that I did not enjoy. And I didn't want to meet just anyone. So I made a list of pros and cons, things I could tolerate, things I could not. And I think I did pretty good. And I routinely, especially when you're lonely and it gave me something to exercise my intention. And I really do feel that it did work. And I think it drew the energies together um, of my husband and I. I don't know. I mean, we could have agreed to this before we met, sure, but I don't know. I guess it helps in the interim. But right now it's saying it gives me the total vibe of preparing. You're ending and releasing a past aspect of yourself. And I think moving into a new, fresh part of mind, body, and spirit in your home. And it shows a cleansing bath. You know how you can take those baths as well? Um, I'd say, why not on some night when you're going out to uh, be in public where you could actually meet someone. And if it's like a night out, maybe do a ritualistic bath and maybe do them from time to time, even if you're not going out, just to reaffirm and draw that energy towards yourself. I'm really feeling like just build the energy, um, collaborate, work together. Okay. I think this could be somebody that's going to really be on your wavelength, is on your horizon. And you maybe even through work, maybe work would make you cross paths. Enjoy, have more fun. This sounds good. This sounds like somebody with a good sense of humor, that you laugh a lot with, or you will be laughing a lot with. I feel like they are there. I feel like that person is due to cross your path. And I feel like with the collaborate and enjoy, have more fun together, I feel like this love relationship isn't just a steamy passion, but there's actual fun. And that's wonderful. So I feel like that is on your horizon. Perspective shift, focus. Again, I really feel like the closing chapters and the clearing energy help you to be able to shift your focus on things that open you up. And just as Joe Schmo says, establish the boundaries you will and will not forsake. Exactly. Like maybe a breaker, deal breakers, like maybe you don't want to have children. Maybe they want to have 10 children. You know, their politics, their religious ideas. Also look at their parents, because no matter what people say, a lot of times, not always, sometimes they're the complete opposite, but you'll know at least what you're up against as well. I just realized the cycles that kept me stuck for love. Right on, Joe Schmo. It's hindsight's 2020, isn't it? And it's great when we can offer it to someone else that's fresh out there looking. And Donald J. Trump is 6'3", Eric 6'5". I didn't realize Eric was that tall. And Don Jr. is 6'1". And yeah, Barron's 6'9". It almost makes me wonder, does he have like a tumor or something like on his pituitary gland? Sometimes when people grow that much, they can have like tumor, often benign, but that can cause that kind of thing. Hmm. Melania is 5'11". She's a fairly tall lady. Hmm. Okay. So this is about Mystic Road's love. And yes, you need to do these things, I think, to receive, to be open. I think that this would all be prep work to open yourself up to someone that's more on your own wavelength. It says receive, be open, and reflect accountability. Do some reflection, take accountability for anything in past relationships that you know you could change or do better. And also accountability for your good stuff, not just being self-critical. Know your worth. Many times we don't really have good self-worth and we settle. We settle for people that we think probably are nice, or we assume that they have certain attributes of ethics and morality. It's always good just to, you know, try to suss that out as much as you can. All right. It looks good. And it looks like you've got, I think, somebody that's potentially good for long term, especially with the humor and the more, I just feel like they're going to be more aligned to you. But in order for you to be ready for them, you need to release, uh, I think, some preconceived notions, do some cleansing, letting go, especially of negative self talk, so that you can be really and truly, I feel like, just open. You don't have conditions, you don't have fears that, you know, on hand with your, while you're trying to do that. I really do feel it's important to be kind of like, okay, totally clear. Hands are clear and free of expectation. Let's see. And bored, desiring more. Make sure knowledge, more information. Make sure that they are not a dullard. Okay? Just because someone's really smart may not mean that they're particularly lively. So make sure that you've got someone that wouldn't be too boring. I think that this is actually maybe more descriptive of the individual, that they are humorous and, I think, curious because of knowledge, more information, and the man's reading a book, and it is a male reading the book. I presuming that you're um, uh, cis, but here we have bored. So I think that might be part of what you need to make sure you don't get someone that's boring. You want someone smart, but not that is not dry and humorless, that is capable of some spontaneity. So I see you doing some work on yourself, and I feel like, if in doing that, I feel like it opens a door for you in meeting someone that is more on your wavelength, sense of humor, intelligent, um, not boring. But again, don't settle for someone, watch for any red flags. But I see someone I feel like is a good catch coming on your horizon. Just do the ritualistic if you can. Doesn't have to be crazy or anything. Just a bath when you're in the bath, even just releasing. There's all kinds of bath products you can use to like release stress, release negative stuff. And that's kind of fun too. And I would buy one of them, to tell you the truth, and a few for romance, and just try the ones out that I liked. And I would just keep building that energy and releasing anything that's holding me back. And I would be praying, if I was you, and just asking also for that help every day as intention to help me to open to meet someone that will be a long-term, healthy relationship for me and be good to me, so on and so forth. And be clear on it. The more clear you are, the better. For real. Okay? All right, let's go on to Jasmine, and then we have Isabel. All right. And Isadora Smith says, I've always liked a man with a sense of humor. Exactly. They have got to have it. And not just one with not a mean-spirited one, somebody that can laugh at themselves and is humble. That's very attractive. And confident. Not overconfident, because that's usually a sign of chronic insecurity. Okay, Jasmine C., here's your question. Hi there. Is it in my highest interest to move from my apartment that I love and dearly for the last years. I feel like there's a bigger plan. All right, let's see what it says. What deck do I want to use? Oh, I'll use just a regular tarot first and see what we get. All right. So Jasmine, would it be good for Jasmine to move from the apartment that she really loves uh, for a bigger plan? Does she need to move for this bigger plan or no? I think that's the question. Does she need? Would it be, no, would it be in her best interest and growth to move from the apartment where she is living and been living that she loves so much? Is it time for her to have a change of location or no? Is it not necessary? So is it in her highest good, for her highest good, to move, yes or no, from the apartment? This is for Jasmine. Is it in Jasmine's highest good to be moving from her apartment? Yes or no? All right, I read in pairs. Let's see what I draw up. Well, I get the Queen of Wands and the Knight. I'm sorry, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I feel like there is an appeal or an offer, but we need to take a look at that offer. Excuse me, just a second. Have you had some kind of offer or an approach? Or is it that you're wanting to make an offer or an approach on something you saw? Um, I get an Ace of Wands. This is something new, and this is action, and this is creativity. Definitely something new coming into your sphere that would bring creative uh, detail and inspiration and activities, a project. All right. And it's paired with the Ten of Swords. You would have to release a lot of pain. Um, there's a lot of work on releasing here. Okay, let's see what else we get with this. Because it does bring the new dawn in that picture of the Ten of Swords. The darkness gives way to the light. And then you have that Ace of Wands, this new creative energy. Let's see what you're saying here. My ex offered to stay, my ex offered to stay with him every so often, but I'm not sure if it's so good an idea. I don't think so. I'm worried that you become drained mentally. I kind of get a no. I see you wanting to help him here with the Six of Pentacles. A Page of Swords. I say keep this, don't do anything impulsively. This is something that would probably be better done from a watchful, different position. I think you should stay probably where you're at and give him help from where you're at. Really. They are doing big repairs on my place, but I had the option to move completely. I would say, you know, let them do the big repairs, see how you feel. Um, because you could always move later, but if you really don't like it or something, or the energy feels off. But I'm worried about drained energy for you. Let me just pull some more cards. Eh, I'm seeing this is could be conflictual with the Five of Wands, and it's paired with the need for your own space for respite and for healing. No, dear, I can't say that I think that would probably be a good idea if these cards are correct. And I think these are telling me no, I feel like you need your own quiet, your own place, because mentally, I think it would do you in. I think there's not enough decompression if you do that for your own mind and release. I feel like you're not going to feel like free to express that energy for some reason. And it feels then like this could end up being in fights, arguments, or just I want to use the bathroom, he's using it, or there's control, I think. When you go from having your own place to being within someone else, I think you're going to lose a good deal of freedom I don't think you would enjoy losing. I think it shows conflict, to be honest, and that it would be better to help from a more watchful position of the Page of Swords. Yeah, we're getting the Hierophant. This could be counsel. And yeah, the Hermit. I think counsel him. Exactly, Joe Schmo. You can give him counsel and guidance. That would be great. And I get that as well with that Six of Pentacles. There's no reason you can't help, but really keep your own space. You need to be able to do your own thing. And I don't think you'll be able to do that. And I don't think you will anticipate. I would say you're going to regret moving in if you do. I do get that. I have to be honest. I think travel might be good here. Maybe getting out with the Nine of Cups and the Chariot. Um, and you might move later, but I think it needs to be on your own terms and not just connected to him. You need to, I think, look into things with the Page of Pentacles. As far as another place would go, you would want to study it. You know, and then walking away. I don't think that if you moved in that you would stay. I think you would end up leaving. Yeah. I'm going to say no. Okay, Jasmine. I got to keep I got to keep your your girl cave there safe. And it shows, by all means help him. Give him advice, but keep your space. Keep your space. You need that for your own sanity and for doing things your own darn way. And that's perfectly fine. All right. Okay. Now, guys, let's take a look at the Gulf question. Let's see. Shall we try DJT in the Gulf? Of Gavin Newsom. Ha ha. I think it's funny how he's trolling him. I do. It should have been done a long time ago. All right. Let's see what we get. Oh, I wanted to use the Neptune moon. All right. So now let's see. We'll read very quickly, or not so quickly. I'm flipping cards around. Let me just fix this because I do not like when I do that. These must be in the correct direction. Okay. So let's see. All right, guys, let's look in at Trump. Why has he not been golfing the last few days? And will this continue? Is he not feeling well? Um, what's going on? Why is he not out there golfing? Can't believe I'm asking that question. Why is he not out there golfing? What is going on? On. What is going on with this dude? What's going on with Trump and golfing? Survival mode, heightened alertness. You would think with being that agitated and hyper vigilant feeling that he'd want to get rid of the yah-yahs, that all that energy you'd think and get out there. But he doesn't walk. That's part of probably why he's got the survival mode, that pent up energy. It could also indicate that would, to me, I get adrenals. I wonder if he's getting panic attacks. Purity surrounds, cleanse negative energy. Ooh, yeah, good luck with that. I get survival mode. He's got a lot of negative energy around him right now. And I think that he's having like panic attacks. I just don't think he's mentally capable. Okay, let's see what else we get. Hmm. Stellar kin, star seeds and cosmic family. I don't think he's one of them. I do get soul script, pre-written blueprint. So there is something going on um, with him regarding, I think, something that's written in to his blueprint. It's all, I think, kind of that last trimester, so to speak, of energy of things that he's got to deal with. All right, let's see what else we get. The way forward into the future, paired with fearlessly Pluto, transform, face your fears. He's being pushed by Pluto to face his fears right now. And we've got that survival mode card. I think he can feel that. Yeah, time's up, Joe Schmo. That's right. And it's gonna, when I got this card, um, the way forward, I feel like this is the way it's just gonna be for him forward. It's gonna become more and more intense with the Pluto. Um, and I think there's something with cosmic family. Hang on just a second. I do. I get simultaneously unfolding at the same time. And the beginning, source, origin. So there's something new. Again, he's in a new phase. So I kind of think the golf question is that I think he's going to have less golf days. I think that could begin to occur where he's having more to deal with and he's just not out there. Watch me say that and he'll go out there immediately. Let's see what else we get with this. Let's just ask how he's um does he have congestive uh failure, if you know what I mean? Does he have congestive heart issues, failure going on? Atmosphere influence, how you are affected. I think yes. I think the external stresses are affecting him. Let's see what it's paired with. And we get vibrational alignment, frequencies around you. Again, he's affected by the energy that's around him. That's not good energy. So I do think that it's indicating, yes, it's adding to heart health problems. Yeah. All right. I think that's good for all these cards are going to do for that. And I got truthful insights. Believe as truth. Or I just split the deck. So I think it's highly possible. Yes, he is rather reptilian. And I keep getting this thing about cycles, rhythm, cycles, flow with the tide. So he's definitely, there is something on his timeline that's opened up and is new. And I think it is his last time here, you know? Are they mowing the plot next to Bedminster Hole 1? I don't know. I don't know. I can see if you seriously want me to look, I can just throw the cards and go, are they mowing the plot next to Bedminster Hole 1? Are they mowing it? Are you mean preparing? Do you think that Trump will be end up there as well? Donald? Or is that not good enough for him? Because, he's king and all that. Hi, T Doodles. It's so overgrown. Do they know where it is, right? Shameful. Let's see. Why is that being neglected? Is it not being upkept? Has it been mown? Quick look. Yeah. We get fighting. Look at that. The Five of Wands. There's conflict. I feel like it's not happening because there's other things that are getting in the way. Pride, for example, and ego. That's what's more important to him. His own, she is an afterthought. That place is an afterthought. That's not very nice. Hey, Toodles. Look at that, you guys, the lovers. That's some Ivana energy. And the Three of Cups. The lovers, and some celebration. Some choice. Not sure what that's about. Maybe the three, okay. I'm getting, this was the choice that he and probably his three children with her made with the Three of Cups. Who would put their mother there? Yeah, let's see. Let me just ask if he will choose to be buried next to her. I wonder how Melania probably is like, let's see, will Trump be buried at Bedminster? Will Trump be buried next to Ivana? Will Donald Trump end up being buried next to his first wife, Ivana? Yes or no? Will Donald Trump end up being there? No. I get the moon. And it's paired with the Four of Pentacles. There's something else he wants for himself. He wants control. I think if he does end up it's just so that he can either cover something up. So I don't know. It could be that if he ends up being buried there, it's so that something can be done that's underhanded. There's some underhandedness here. But as a card of yes and no, this would be a no. The moon would be a no. It also could be it's not clear completely yet, but it looks like he has a very opinionated idea about where he wants to be. And I don't think it's there. Maybe Mar-a-Lago. I'll ask that. Yeah, Hanged Man. There's a delay here. Maybe a change of perspective. Stuck. No, he does not want to be. He does not want to be there. No. Or it could be that if he does end up there, he's going to feel like he's stuck and he's not going to like it. I think you're right, Isabella. Is I'm sorry, Isadora. I think he probably is picturing some sort of big mausoleum. I think he thinks he's like Napoleon, you know. I think he thinks he um should have something grand. Let's just see here, T Doodles, since we're all just kicking it here, hanging out. Um, is it Mar-a-Lago that Trump wants to be buried at? Is it somewhere on the Mar-a-Lago grounds that Trump um, plans on being buried at? Is it Mar-a-Lago, yes or no, that Trump will end up being buried at? I get the King of Pentacles. I feel like yes. You know, that's to him, this is the materialism of the King of Cups, that being his home, he bought it, the grounds, his business, all of that comes out of there. I feel like Mar-a-Lago looks like it's probably what he's looking at. And the Wheel of Fortune. But this could change. Or it could be the place he ends up somehow being with through the Wheel of Fortune. There's still some open-endedness, though. Choices. He may not be exactly sure because maybe that's not going to work out for Mar-a-Lago for a huge mausoleum the way he would like it. He probably wants it to be in some grand cemetery of like Arlington or something. But we get that, look at this, and this deals with burial, judgment. But this is also being held to account. There's something going to be very, very telling about that, about where he ends up. There's going to be a new perspective that comes along with that. Look at that judgment card. And it could be where other family, like his mother and dad, are. I don't know. I know presidential portraits are talking to him. Ooh, haha. Well, you know, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I do think that that place is haunted as heck. Oh, he did. Let's just see if what I've done it before too, but let's just see. Let's just take a look at, is Ivana haunting him recently? He may want to go to a sacred ground. Yeah, I'm sure he wants something grand, and that's why it's still open-ended. Because if Mar-a-Lago isn't grand enough, then he's going to find something else. So it's going to be an eye-opener with that judgment card, and he's going to be judged about it. for it. He also might end up not being able to go where he wants to go because he's going to be held to account for his behavior with regard to where, you know what I'm saying? It might end up like he may not be able to be buried where he wants to be buried. Hey. Didn't he remove some of the did he? Probably spooking him too much. He doesn't no, he deserves to go in a waste bin. I'm sorry, just like my picture the other day showed. Let's just see. Um, is Ivana recently haunting him? How does she feel? Because I know she's not happy about being where she is. It's just another way of him controlling her on this earth, controlling her remains. It's just so sick. At least if he was going to do it, he could have had her buried in a nice place. Okay. Yes, she is. I get the Knight of Swords, very strong, quick energy in, and she messes with his head, the Nine of Wands, and crosses the boundary lines up. You know, he tries to protect himself, but he really can't because air, that's spirit as well. And she can very quickly, I think, go from dimension to dimension. So his idea of his earthly boundary is a joke. That wall's not going to stop her. I'm sorry. Like Al Capone, fishing poolside, pitching out orders. Yeah, oh my God. Lord have mercy. So she is. There is the Six of Swords. And this is usually about moving, uh, shifting again energy from a more difficult vibration to a higher vibration. She might end up getting her licks in before she moves on to a higher vibration where you don't haunt people. Um, yeah, she might get bored after a while. And also, he might be too narrow-minded at some point to be able to pick up, you know, too focused on other things, and she eventually moves on. But I think for right now, full throttle, she's going full throttle. And eventually she'll get bored of it, I think, and move on because he's narrowed. And I get her helping, working on helping others. Maybe she'll move on and help others because I don't think she's going to be helping him, so to speak. I think this is her moving on to do something more fulfilling. Yes, she does keep him up at night. And I think he can have night terrors because I think he's responsible for my reading because he was an abusive partner to her. And look at that. She's very passionate about it as well with the Knight of Wands and could be quite aggressive. In fact, could be like coming after him, running after him, or, you know, pursuing him in some fashion because this energy is active and it's angry as well. It's fire. So, yes. Shit smells in the night. Definitely. Let's see. Does she haunt? Well, you know, I'm willing to bet that if she's haunting him, that she would haunt her because she referred to herself as the real first lady. And I remember reading that, and Melania's response to it was, I am first lady. So like, you know, but it's kind of sad in a way because I think that between the two of them, I think that Ivana did more to help, actually try and help him in his business. I'm sure she wasn't the greatest person in the world, but Melania, I think, is worse. It seems like she really is more transactional. I don't think that, although Ivana's was definitely transactional with him, I don't think it was quite as transactional as Melania's. I think they're a little different in that regard. But let's just see. So, okay, looking at Ivana Trump, is she haunting Melania as well? Does she ever try to haunt Melania? Does she ever haunt Melania Trump? Yes, the world. There's no stopping her. It's like there's no boundaries. She can go to another country. I can go too. I feel like yes. And there is something, this could be completing some business, so to speak, as well. This is a completion card, full, full circle. Ooh, she caused her a lot, I think, to feel overwhelmed. So she's projecting that, I think, stress towards her, making her feel burned out or drained, especially drained. She can drain her energy. And spirit is known to do that. Spirit's known to do that. Yes, she's definitely a wallet vampire and a bank vampire. But I think that Ivana is draining her physical energy, maybe on a number of different levels, quite frankly, with the world card, because it's complete. And she's got the 10 of wands. That is a huge drain. It's like putting a energy drainer on her or something, just to like drain her battery, her chi. Wow. Knight of Cups. Yes, there is an approach. And also with the cups, maybe bringing feelings and bringing emotions into or towards her to feel, projecting those emotions. There's something about moving forward towards her with these feelings. Probably like, how sometimes people will feel something that isn't their own emotion when spirit's around and they say, and I just felt instantly sad or angry. It looks like she affects her emotionally, her moods as well. And the 10 of Pentacles goes with the Knight of Cups. Also, Ivana looks at her as a gold digger, and that Ivana created the real family. Um, I think she sees her as being all about the money, all about transactional stuff. And I see that she does physically, this is also the human body and things in the material world. I think she does affect them. She might take her things, and I'm just got the sense of her making her lose her jewelry. Where did I put that? Well, where are my earrings? I feel like expensive things, especially because she knows it gets to her. Um, Things that are valuable. And I feel like she tries to affect emotions between family members. The rest of the extended family, I think, towards Melania. I do. I think she likes, that's one of her favorite things to do, is mess with this woman. And it looks like she'll eventually stop doing this kind of behavior and move on to a higher realm. But for right now, it looks like she's kind of active with this. The moon. She's definitely up to shenanigans and messing with her. And at night in the dark, Um, maybe even lighting. Yeah, here we get the rich card again. She keeps bringing up the the love of money that she has and her luxuriant lifestyle, and her sense and calling herself independently wealthy. Well, I'm getting Ivana thinks you're not independently wealthy. You got money through the Trump name, and that's the truth. There's definitely haunting her. Definitely taking expensive things, I feel like, and taking them. I get, all right, it's gonna sound nuts, but like taking them in other realms for a while, making her feel like she's losing her stuff. It's more about what Melania has done to her kids. I am really surprised the children didn't object. Me too. It's like you're not putting mom there. What? I mean, what? And this is an extreme that'll eventually be balanced out when temperance shows up and justice. I think that she also feels like she wants to see her brought to justice quite literally, especially when you get cards like that. That's really powerful. She wants to see her being held to account for legal issues. There is a balance. There's something extreme that she's showing about Melania, uh, that where things about legal issues are concerned. Yes, too many hidden secrets. So, how are all of Trump's victims going to greet him when they cross over? Well, we saw that earlier. We saw him being extremely nervous. That's where we had the monkey smoking the cigarette and anxiety. He's going to feel great anxiety. And I think they're all going to be, he's going to have to deal with that. Keep trying to get their dad's love. And it's sad. I don't think they objected. Yeah. And they also want to be part of the will. They also don't want to be cut out of the will and be put on the, um, bad luck list. You're out of luck, rather. Let's see. I'm just going to see. Is the doctor that spoke out about 6 to 8 months regarding Trump, is he accurate or off? Is he accurate? Yes or no? Is 6 to 8 months accurate regarding Trump's health? Because people can live for quite a while with congestive heart failure. And if anybody probably would, it would be probably him, honestly. And then I'm going to look, before I close out the live with doing the reading for us all, I'm going to look at how he feels about death, if he's scared or not. Let's just see. So right now, let's see, what was I looking at again? Very quickly. No worries, tea doodles. Let's see, what was I going to read on? I did this again. Okay, I'm going to just look and see, how is Trump feeling about his life being on the ending side now. Yeah, they did. Let's see. How does Trump feel about death? Does he sense? I think he senses the death energy near him. Because one thing that I've noticed as a sensitive is that when people are coming closer to passing over, the energy of death hangs on them more heavily and it's more prominent to me. How does he feel about death? Yes. Thank you, Joshua. So how does he feel? How does Donald Trump feel about death? All right, let's take a look. And then I'll do a reading for our upcoming week. Well, he's really about the materialistic side. He wants something he's thinking about what kind of, I think, casket and all of the trimmings that he would have and what kind of funeral, another parade for God's sake. Yeah, look, he wants, it's just an attention. He's going to want attention in death as well. And he's going to want people to cry and a crowd to come and, oh, what a great guy, da da da. He's wanting the big mausoleum, all the big stuff. He's still not getting it. To him, it's about things and about how he'll look and how he can try and manipulate his thing into some sort of reflecting on him as some grand person. The sun, however, does show there's going to be clarity. Ooh, when he passes over, and we do get the card of loss. And so this is the Five of Cups, and he's not going to have that. It's not going to be what he wanted. So what is clear, the sun shines on, is the fact that he's depressed when it comes to thinking about it. He doesn't quite know how to, I think, appreciate what he has. That's not surprising. Let me get a sip. I have this pillow. And we have the card of help or exchange. The King of Cups will be helping, or is trying to help him with this. Maybe the details. If he hasn't already gotten a place or a plot or whatever, I do feel like this would be an assistant. And I don't know if that's one of his boys or someone else. Maybe they're just feeling compassionate toward him. But he has depression where that's concerned. He's got the Five of Cups. He's got a loss of energy. He mourns himself. Probably wants to be buried with all his money. That's right. We have the Knight of Swords, very impulsive thinking where it comes. And this impulsiveness needs to be balanced. He's got an extreme way of thinking. He's not slowing down and really thinking about it, really thinking about what it means, that it's not just about who's got the fanciest casket and the most people at their funeral and the most impressive. And that's what he's thinking about. He's not thinking about what it's really about. But he will. He will, because it's going to be taking some time to get through, I think, his review just of how he has made people feel. We get the King of Wands and the Three of Swords. I feel like this could be the heart issues. This is also a broken promises or betrayal. Maybe he'll feel betrayed by someone. Maybe it's Vance. I don't know, because it's a Leo. A Pope ceremony. All right, I'll pull a couple more cards. The Tower. Oof. Something he doesn't expect. It's very quick. Remember we got fleeting before? And the Ace of Wands. There is something here energetic. This could be like stroke. This could be also I feel like it's with the body's electrical grid. So that's like stroke, heart, energy. Once again. And he has to leave. And I think leave close relationship, leave what he uh, has, where he's, he's definitely fond of Earth, but it's like whatever he has been attracted to, whatever it is in life that, it's like that's stripped away because you don't take it with you. Death, there it is. And it's in the relatively near future. This is future. And this is that future extending onto the timeline. It's ahead of him. Look at that. So, yeah, he doesn't think about it the way he should. And I think he's definitely afraid of it. I think he tries to look at what kind of ceremony he's going to have. Pop goes the weasel. Yeah. And the world leaves a big sigh. And that's the end. Again, we're getting the sign of that death's energy is getting closer and kind of hanging on more. Oh my gosh. So he's in his ending cycle. This is a new cycle that's opened up for him, which is like I'm saying, kind of that last trimester of life, if you will. So when it's time for him to go, we do get it's going to surprise us and definitely surprise him because it's going to be sudden. He's not going to be, I guess, not going to be lingering. That's the energy too has been very sudden and it looks like it'd be painful, like a painful with that wand energy, you know? So he's on his way out. Let's just ask, because I've got time, guys. Will Trump end up being an earthbound spirit? I get a notion to use the connection deck again, but we'll use this one for right now. Will he be an earthbound spirit? Yes or no? That's what I've always been curious about too. Right now it's undecided. It will be half something that well, this actually could be that, yes, he could, not making a choice to go one way or another. You just kind of there, it's not moving. You're not moving on. Okay, let's see what it's paired with. It looks to me like there is someone there for him that's coming for him, but he may not respond. It depends on his response to that. All right. It looks like that's still an open question. This would be him taking action with the knife and he may ask for help. He may end up asking for help. That would be wise. I get a Queen of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So there might be a female on the other side that would help him. That would be compassionate and bring him clarity. Maybe let him know, hey, you've passed. Yeah. And I think it's a family member with the 10 of Cups. And then he'll have clarity that he's passed. And I think he'll be then with the family on the other side. But he will have to work on things. Yeah, I believe his children will also be the same. And you can't, the more attachments we have, the harder it can be for some people to just release. So we need to 3 days of darkness. Maybe the 3 days of darkness is him, lights out. Maybe. That'd be scary. Yeah. I feel sorry for him, but not sorry at the same time. My father was also a narcissist, but we were poor. We really didn't cry much, and life went on. Yeah, that's just what it is. What it is. believe his children will be the same. No more walking on eggshells. There's where we get that such a relief. And like I said, it shows his passing would be swift. So I think that he'd have like a massive heart attack and stroke. I wonder if he'll have more than one thing. Will he have, let me just ask that, will he have more than one cause of passing? Because I get kind of a multiple effect. When he goes, well, I think this would indicate that there is more than one thing because we're going from a difficult to a more smoother transition. And there's like 9 swords in the boats. I'm sorry, 6 swords in the boat. So he's taking some of that with him. He won't get it all cleared off before moves, but that will be dealt with, I think, on the other side. Yeah, look at that. So in his transition, he's going to be taking his homework with him on the other side. That's what I get. And he will have a bumpy, I feel like, landing there first. And then eventually I see him being helped, I think, to be with family on the other side. All right. That's pretty amazing. I can't help but want to pull a few more. Yeah, the tower. He's going to learn that about the control. This whole life has been about control and having what it's like to have control taken away from him suddenly is a real blow, is a real shock. That's right. That's amazing. The cards are really singing. And I do see him in an in-between state. The star is also known as, I think, kind of like an in-between realm, for me anyway. And to me, there's like a bit of period that he is there to look at the review, to look at his earthly life with I feel like his childhood, maybe especially with the Page of Pentacles, and where he started valuing material things over everything else. So I think that will kind of postpone him. And doing things that are dishonest to have attention and to be seen as the winner. He's going to be shown that. He will not be able to deny that to himself, and there will certainly won't be able to fool spirit. So it's just going to be a bit of a real shock for him, a real shock with him showing us the Tower card. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. And if you really appreciated this chat, this live, please give me a big thumbs up, would you? I would appreciate it. Thank you for your time and attention. I love you guys. Take care. And I will be talking to you soon in the next video. Yes, it's also about reflection. And he's going to be having to do a lot of that in order to know how that felt. So I think he'll be delayed with that. That's going to keep him busy. We'll do this some more later. It was so much fun. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you soon.